It started in silence. No screams, no chaos. Just a hand, sudden, firm, covering his nose from behind. A second later, everything went dark. The room was dim, cold, unfamiliar. He tried to speak. Nothing came out. He tried to move. His arms were restrained. And the only thing he could hear was his own breathing and the sound of someone else in the room. Someone watching. Someone waiting. The sun was bright over Abuja, and the city felt alive. It was Daniel Harper's birthday. 32. Successful, respected, loved. The kind of man people called blessed. The kind of man whose life looked perfect from the outside and complicated from the inside. The party was set for that evening in a beautiful event hall in Asokoro. White drapes, golden chairs, soft music. Everything was elegant. Everything was perfect. Or so it seemed. Daniel didn't want anything big, but his people insisted. Life is short, his older brother Michael had said. You deserve to celebrate. His mother, Mrs. Harper, smiled and nodded. You've worked too hard not to. His best friend Ryan laughed. Man, if we don't throw this party, I'll throw it myself. His business partner Claire helped organize everything, detail by detail, minute by minute. And then there was Sophia, his fiancée. Quiet, loving, supportive. The woman he planned to marry in 3 months. The woman who knew his heart better than anyone. By 7 p.m., the hall was full. Music played, people laughed, cameras flashed. Daniel moved from table to table, greeting guests, hugging friends, smiling. But something felt off. Not dangerous, just uneasy, like when a room feels colder than it should. Ryan noticed it first. You good? He asked. Yeah, Daniel replied. Just tired. But Daniel wasn't tired. He was unsettled because he kept feeling like someone was watching him. Not admiring, not celebrating, watching. Across the room, Michael stood with his phone in his hand, staring at something. Claire was on a call outside, her voice tense. Mrs. Harper sat quietly, hands folded, watching Daniel with a look that wasn't exactly joy. Sophia stood beside Daniel, holding his hand, but even her smile felt forced. At 8:30 p.m., the cake was brought out. Everyone gathered. Candles lit. Chairs filled the hall. Daniel closed his eyes and made a wish. He didn't know what to wish for, so he simply thought, God, protect me. He blew out the candles. Applause erupted. Photos were taken. Laughter filled the room. After the cake, Daniel leaned toward Sophia. I'll be right back, he said. I just need to use the restroom. She nodded. I'll wait. Daniel walked down the hallway toward the restrooms. The music faded behind him. The hallway was quiet. Almost too quiet. He pushed open the restroom door, washed his hands, looked at himself in the mirror. You're okay, he whispered to his reflection. And then the lights flickered. Once, twice. He turned, and that's when it happened. A hand from behind, a cloth over his nose, a strong arm around his chest. Everything went black. Minutes passed, then more minutes, then half an hour. Sophia checked her phone. No message. Ryan looked around. Has anyone seen Daniel? Michael frowned. He went to the restroom. Claire returned from her call. He hasn't come back? Mrs. Harper stood up slowly. A strange feeling settled in her chest. Something is wrong, she said softly. But the music kept playing. Guests kept dancing. No one wanted to assume the worst. Not yet. Not on a birthday. Not tonight. Daniel opened his eyes. His head hurt. His arms were tied. He was sitting on a chair in a small, dimly lit room. And standing in front of him was someone whose face he couldn't see. Only a silhouette. Only a voice. "Happy birthday, Daniel," the voice said. Daniel's heart pounded. "Who are you?" he asked. The voice didn't answer. Instead, it said, "This night is about to change your life." The party went on, but the celebrant was missing, and no one noticed. At first. At 9:30 p.m., the DJ lowered the music. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announced, "can we get the celebrant back on stage for a few closing remarks?" Silence. People looked around. Whispers started. "Where's Daniel? Has anyone seen him? He was just here." Sophia stood up immediately. "Daniel," she called out. No response. Michael stood. "He probably stepped out," he said. Claire wasn't convinced. "He's not the type to disappear without saying anything." Mrs. Harper felt her chest tighten. "I feel something isn't right." Ryan walked toward the hallway. He checked the restroom. Empty. He checked the storage room. Empty. He checked outside. Nothing. Back in the hall, tension began to rise. The music stopped. People were now fully aware. Daniel Harper, the celebrant, was missing. Claire immediately went into problem-solving mode. "Let's check the CCTV." She rushed to the control room. Michael followed. Ryan followed. Sophia stayed back, panic rising in her chest. Mrs. Harper sat down, holding her head. "This can't be happening," she whispered. In the CCTV room, Claire pulled up the footage. They rewound to when Daniel left the hall. There he was, walking toward the restroom. Then, the camera glitched. Just for a few seconds. When it came back on, the hallway was empty. Daniel was gone. "That's not normal," Ryan said. Michael's face went pale. Someone tampered with the cameras. Back in the hall, the lights suddenly dimmed. A large projector screen flickered on. Everyone turned toward it, confused, then shocked, then terrified. The screen showed a video feed. A dim room. A man tied to a chair. His face bruised, but not bloody. His clothes wrinkled. His eyes wide with fear. It was Daniel. Gasps filled the hall. Sophia screamed, "Daniel!" Mrs. Harper covered her mouth. "Oh my God!" A distorted voice came through the speakers. "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen." Silence. "This is not a prank. This is not a joke. This is a negotiation." Daniel spoke, his voice shaky. "Please, whoever is watching, don't do anything. Just listen." The voice interrupted. "Daniel Harper has something I want, and until I get it, he stays with me." Claire shouted. "What do you want?" The voice replied. "A signature and a transfer. Then he walks free." Michael clenched his fists. "What are you talking about?" The voice said. "Daniel knows exactly what I mean." Daniel swallowed hard. "I don't," he said. "I don't know who you are." The voice chuckled. "Oh, you know me very well." The screen went black. The hall erupted. People shouted, phones rang, some guests ran outside, others froze. Sophia collapsed into a chair, shaking. Mrs. Harper stood up suddenly. "I need air," she said. Claire grabbed Michael's arm. "We need to find out who did this. Now." They returned to the CCTV footage. They looked at every guest, every staff member, every entry, every exit. They noticed something. At exactly the time Daniel disappeared, one person had walked out of the hallway, but the camera angle didn't show the face. Just the back, just the height, just the clothes. Ryan leaned closer. "That jacket, I've seen it tonight." Claire nodded. "So have I." Meanwhile, Sophia sat alone, crying. Then her phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. He's safe for now. Her heart skipped. If you want him back, convince him to cooperate. Sophia stared at the screen, her hands shaking. She didn't show anyone. Not yet. Not until she understood something. Because part of her already had a terrible feeling. A feeling she didn't want to believe. Daniel looked up at the silhouette. "Why are you doing this?" he asked. The voice was quiet now, almost sad. "You built something that doesn't belong to you." Daniel frowned. "What?" "You live a life that wasn't meant for you." Daniel shook his head. "You're wrong." The silhouette stepped closer. "You think so? Because everything you have was taken from someone else." Daniel's heart pounded. "Who are you?" Silence. "Then, you'll know soon enough." The truth always reveals itself. Not when we're ready, but when we have no choice. Back at the hall, the police had arrived. Guests were asked to stay. No one was allowed to leave. Everyone was now a suspect. Claire spoke first. "The person who did this is here." Michael frowned. "What makes you think that?" "Because whoever kidnapped Daniel had access to the venue, the cameras, and the timing. That means they were part of the party." Ryan looked around. "So, one of us." Silence fell. Mrs. Harper stood quietly. Sophia sat with her head in her hands. Michael paced. Claire studied everyone's faces. The police reviewed the CCTV again. They zoomed in, enhanced the image. And suddenly, they noticed something. A reflection in a mirror. A partial face. Not clear, but familiar. Claire's breath caught. "No." She turned slowly. Her eyes landed on Sophia. Everyone followed her gaze. Sophia looked up, confused. "Why are you all looking at me like that?" Claire spoke carefully. "Sophia, where were you when Daniel went to the restroom?" "With him," Sophia replied. "No," Claire said gently. "You stayed behind." Sophia's eyes widened. I meant, I was nearby." Michael frowned. "You told me you were with him." Ryan added, "And you told me you were outside." Sophia's breathing became shallow. Mrs. Harper stood. "Sophia," she said softly, "why did your phone vibrate when Daniel appeared on the screen?" Sophia froze. Silence. I don't know." Mrs. Harper stepped closer. "You do." Sophia's eyes filled with tears. "You don't understand." "Then explain," Michael said. The police officer stepped forward. "Miss, we traced the signal. The live feed came from a device connected to the venue's Wi-Fi. And that device is registered to your phone." The room gasped. Sophia shook her head violently. No, this is a mistake," Claire whispered. "Sophia." Sophia collapsed into a chair. Tears poured down her face. "I didn't want it to go this far," she sobbed. "I just wanted him to listen." "To listen to what?" Ryan asked. Sophia wiped her face. "I wasn't always Sophia Harper," she said. "My real name is Sophie Cole." The room went silent. Daniel's father ruined my family. Everyone froze. "What?" Michael asked. "He was Daniel's father's business partner. They built everything together. But when things went wrong, Daniel's father blamed him. He framed him. He ruined him. He destroyed our name. And my father," she whispered, "never recovered." Mrs. Harper staggered backward. "No, that's not possible." Sophia looked at her. "It is. And when your husband died, Daniel inherited everything. And I watched him live the life my father was supposed to live." Michael clenched his fists. "So you kidnapped him?" Sophia cried. No, I didn't want to hurt him. I just wanted him to side over part of the company. I just wanted justice. Claire whispered, you could have asked. Sophia shook her head. He wouldn't believe me. And I was scared and angry and tired of pretending. The police moved in. Where is Daniel? The officer asked. Sophia hesitated, then whispered, he's in a storage building behind the venue. They rushed. They found him, alive, shaken but alive. Daniel was brought back to the hall. He saw Sophia in handcuffs. His heart broke. Sophia, why? She looked at him through tears. I loved you, but I also hated what you represented. I didn't want to hurt you. I just wanted you to give back what wasn't yours. Daniel stood there, silent. Then he said, my father isn't here anymore, but I am. And if your family was wronged, I would have listened. Sophia cried harder. I know, but pain makes people choose fear over honesty. She was taken away. The hall was silent. No music, no laughter, no celebration, only truth. Later that night, Daniel sat alone. His mother sat beside him. I never imagined, she whispered. I never imagined someone so close could do this. Daniel nodded. Sometimes, he said softly, the deepest betrayals come wrapped in love. The party was over, but the lesson remained. Not every smile means safety. Not every hug means loyalty. And sometimes, the person who hurts you the most is the one who knows your heart best.